What's up, guys? Welcome back to After the Island. I'm Elizabeth.
I'm Alex.
And I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
We're after the island after dark tonight.
After the Island after dark. We're going to try to switch it up and come to you guys at this new time. That way it's fresh off the episode, fresh the next morning for you to watch the recap, and just like more timely. Like Love Island's putting out these spoilers before we can even watch the episode. Like we got to be quicker too.
I'm also just got to say, living for your voice right now.
It's so funny.
It's so
awful.
cute.
It just keeps cracking. But I did want to talk to you before we get into the episode, and just I wanted to ask you if you could just stop being such a snake and giving my boyfriend the googly eyes.
If I hear the word googly eyes one more goddamn time,
the googly eyes need to stop.
The googly eyes has to be erased from the vocabulary of everybody in the villa.
It gives Alex the ick so bad.
The about it, I want someone to go back. Look how many times they said it. 7 times in a sentence. Like googly I knew what they were talking about, but the third time.
I can't get past thinking whenever I hear googly eyes of like those little stick-on eyeballs that people like.
Exactly.
Like people do it to people's like refrigerators and stuff. Like they put the googly eyes on the milk. Like that's what I think when I think of googly eyes.
Okay, wait, who puts googly eyes on milk?
No, it's like a prank. No, it's like a prank you do where you like someone goes out of town, you like put it all over the stuff in their fridge. Like you put on the butter has eyeballs.
Like,
the fridge has
milk,
eyeballs.
The dairy products have eyes.
Yes, exactly. Okay, my one thing I noticed right away when watching the episode, did Destiny not seem like she was so much more out of her shell?
Oh my God, like we just saw so much more of her.
Yeah, like she was talking more. We got more of her personality. She just seemed like happier too. Like it was like a light turned on.
They're vibing.
You think it's Harrison?
Who else would it be? Destiny?
That's true. It's Harrison.
Honestly, yes, she definitely is her number one, but Harrison is a close second.
That's fair. That's really fair. But yeah, I was like, okay, I like this.
I do too.
Because it made me like her more too, that I got to see more of her.
I agree.
Yeah. Ian had a great joke at the beginning. Bergie's can't be choosers.
I did not hear
Bergie's can't be choosers. And one of my things is this was like before like anything really got into it for this episode, but I noticed that Bergie was talking to Cassie, and since they're like coupled up now, why is he like the only guy or one of the only guys that feels like he's kind of asking the right questions? Maybe his delivery is a little, socially awkward, but he asked the right questions. Like he'll be like, oh, do you want to get married? Or like, what kind of marriage do you want to have? How many kids do you want to have? Like, where do you want your kids to like grow up in like the suburbs or whatever? Like I feel like he's been asking, like he asked Cassie what her love language is. Like have all the other guys been asking questions like this and I'm missing it? Or is he just like being really good about making sure he asks everyone the right questions?
No, I think he's genuinely interested in like finding out whether he has something in common with someone or not.
Yeah, like I truly believe like he is looking for a wife.
What? 1000%.
Like if someone agreed to marry him, he would get married on this show.
Bergie, I have a question.
Are you going to be the first guy to get married on Love Island?
Oh no, I was going to propose, but that also works.
That works too. That works too. Okay, I also can't get over the diamond dealer jokes with Harrison.
I'm so happy that they're making them.
They're literally hilarious. Ian will be like, oh, he doesn't want her. He doesn't want Destiny. He just wants her earrings.
Oh my God, that was hilarious. With the like very like close in shot of her huge gold hoops. It was incredible.
Oh, so funny.
That was funny.
He goes, he's selling half of Destiny's dress to all the people in Miami as we speak. She was wearing, so at the recoupling, she wore a rhinestone dress, like with diamonds all over it. So Ian, and she even said to Harrison, she was like, did you like my dress?
Yeah,
she was like, did it help make you pick me? And I was like, okay, that's kind of cute that she did that.
That is hilarious. I love that.
I know. But
keep them coming, Ian. Keep them coming.
I'm so here for the diamond dealer jokes. Like
no,
I want to like help him write them because I'm like, ooh, it's just such a good little niche.
It's giving like the scaffolder vibes in the UK. Everyone is one.
I feel like what was his name? Will, the sheep guy?
Uh-huh.
Is that his name? There were so many good sheep jokes from him.
100%.
It's like that because it's just like, what? Okay.
What is your profession?
Okay, this was another thing I was happy about. That KK said she was open, and Keenan like asked her, he was like, okay, so if someone new comes into the villa, would you talk to them and get to know them? And she was very like calm, cool, collected, just like, yeah, I would be open to getting someone. Oh, he was like, if they're exactly your type.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, yeah, I would. I was
I
like,
loved that.
good. I'm glad you just said it that casual,
As
cool,
she
like,
should.
yeah. And he was like, yeah, like, me too.
I'll respect
Me
it, but
too.
I won't be happy.
He was like, me too. I was like, okay, good. She handled that great.
They're
And
definitely the strongest couple in the villa, for sure.
I agree. I'm trying to think. As I said, I agree. I'm like, who would be stronger?
Maybe Anna and Leo.
Honestly, Anna and Leo
I feel like they're
really
gonna
hitting
sneak
it
up
off.
on us.
I told you I knew they had chemistry. Like I could just see the way they were looking at each other. Like it felt right. Other like monumental thing that kind of happened before, all the shit went down with the challenge is that Carmen started to bring up how bothered she was by Victor's physical touch and that she like doesn't like physical touch. My take on that is that she just doesn't like Victor.
Agreed.
Yeah, anyone that says they don't like physical touch, it's just because you don't like him, and maybe she doesn't even realize she doesn't like him. But like from in my past experience, like I really like have liked being around certain guys, or like I like going out with them. But I'll be like, I just like don't want you to touch me. Like I just don't want to kiss you. I don't want your like hand on my back. Like
yeah, then
I don't
it's
want
just like, well, let's get down to it. You actually don't like him.
Yeah, you just don't like him like that.
Yeah,
yeah,
friendships,
totally.
But like it's like the ick. I hate using that word again.
Yeah, no, it is like the ick because I think then when you get to that point, the more like you can tell that like they're still like trying like that. It's just puts you in,
that's
like
oh my
I don't
God,
know how to describe it, but it feels so cringy. It like reminds me of like in middle school when that happens, and then you try to like hide from the guy in the hallway because you're like, I don't want to run into him and like talk to him.
It's like the nice guy. It's unfortunately,
but like is he the nice guy? No.
I mean, he
as of then,
to this point,
then,
yeah, and he's giving very much the I'm the nice guy and like I'm kind of getting shafted, and he's right, he kind of is.
Yeah, but other than that, like night before the challenge kicks off, all the couples seemed like so happy before bed. Like I in my notes I have like everyone seemed so happy.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a scene in Destiny fell asleep smiling. Like everyone's like all in the bed and it's dark. Like the lights are off and Destiny's just like she's just sitting there like smiling. Like she's just so happy.
I really do. I think
like if that's not genuine, I don't know what is.
I hope they make it.
Harrison and Destiny.
Yeah. I mean, they're both giving me like I don't know, probably never, but
oh my God.
Do you see them making it?
I don't know. It's early days.
It's early day. Like the fact that he keeps saying that, I get that it's like the whole point of the show, but it's like
I keep saying early days too because I've watched a lot of UK, but it's true. It's so true to the show, and that term needs to be adopted into the US version right now because like it's so early days. Like I can't tell if I hate people yet. I can't tell if I like people yet. I can't tell like who I love, who needs to go home. I mean, I definitely know some people that need to go home. But
who?
Cass is driving me nuts. Cass, whatever, she's driving me nuts.
She hasn't stopped driving me nuts.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not as annoyed with Marco as I was.
That's because he's been silent for a couple of episodes.
Is that why?
Yeah.
That's probably why. And it's also probably because Cass is driving me nuts. So I just I'm like, okay. Not Bergie saying to Carmen, he's like, you know what? What do you like? And she's like, I like coffee in the morning. And he's like, you know what? I don't know how to make a coffee, but I'm going to ask the boys how to make a coffee. And then he couples up with Cassie. He wakes up in the morning. He makes Cassie makes Cassie a coffee. And I feel like I just had such a weird accent saying that.
That was a little Minnesota.
Coffee. Was it?
It was a little Minnesota.
Coffee. Makes Cassie a freaking coffee and not Carmen.
I know.
I was dying.
Well, I like low key took Carmen's.
That was not very Burgalicious of him. That was really out of Burgalicious character.
He was
you
not
should have made both girls a coffee.
I mean, like at that point, we both had said we think she's leading him
both
on.
Had sex. I was like, what?
Well, yeah.
I don't know where my mind went with that. I'm sorry.
Are you okay?
No, no.
No, I think like at that point, he was probably thinking exactly what we were all thinking. This is going nowhere. She's leading me on. And then
no, see, I don't think that. I think he is so like one dimensional in his feelings that like he is like I have a crush on so and so, so I cannot have a crush on someone else. Like it's just
yeah, like number one, number two, like a
yes,
MySpace top 8.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Like because I now have this one, I cannot have this one, and it's so yeah. That's why that's in my mind how he's processing this.
I was just thinking, I really did think that him and Cassie were gonna try to, or at least Cassie was gonna push to try to like make it seem
She is.
as a, you think?
Yeah.
I think like there was some condescension in her tone,
Totally.
but that's me
But
totally overanalyzing.
The minute some new girls are looming over the villa, a possible recoupling again, I think Cassie's gonna all of a sudden having some really strong feelings for Bergie. You know, she just didn't know it till now.
You're so on point. I can't even argue with you.
Or if someone else starts fighting, you know, she's been really into them the whole time too. She just hasn't said it yet.
Well, I guess we'll just have to wait.
It's gonna be really fun when she comes on our podcast. I'm just
maybe
kidding.
Victor.
Nah, maybe I'm being too hard on her. I mean, she's what, like 22, 21? They're all so young.
Everyone's so young.
It's just, and I think I'm so mature that I'm like, this is just easy.
I'm not. I can't even process their emotions.
Okay, so we get the text for the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
They're all up in the bathroom. I'm so jealous of that bathroom. I'm salty. Did you know there's Dyson hair dryers?
I did
and
hear
air
about
wraps
that.
And straighteners in it.
That's.
Do you know what we had?
That hurts.
Do you know what we had? Not enough space at the counter. There were 4 seats and like
do my
8 of us girls
on the floor.
We did it on the floor.
Not that I mind because I do it
I do it on the floor anyways too.
But
yeah, I was next to you.
It's
actually.
the principle.
I said, do you remember I was sitting next to you actually? We
yeah,
did on the floor
because everyone else needed a mirror. We were like, I guess we'll just do it for the floor length.
Yes, we sat on the Fijian floor and did our makeup. That's hilarious. Also, I saw they have these like cool little drawer baskets that come out of the closet. Where did we even put like and then I was like, where did we put our stuff like that? Do we have like cubbies or other spots to put like all of our underwear, biker shorts, like tank tops? Like I remember hanging my dresses
at the end of the bed.
Because I was like, I remember hanging my dresses in the closet, like what they have, but they had all these other baskets, and I was like, wait, we didn't have those baskets, and then I was like, wait, where the hell did I put my underwear?
I actually don't ever remember like grabbing for underwear.
It was definitely by the bed. Now that you're saying it, because remember, I also put the candy that I would steal from the cupboard into
but like I feel like that's all I used mine for.
It's just we would steal the snacks. Okay, so anyways, just sidetracked for a second. I was just like so jealous of those Dyson hair dryers. Like, fuck you.
No, everything.
Even all of it.
Even a seat.
Even the hot tub. And the beach. They have a beach.
I know they can go on the beach.
We couldn't do that. Wait. It was really clear and they could see across the way. Did you notice that? It almost looked like they were on a lake in a way because the next, like the bay or the other island like looks so close. And I was like, oh my gosh. Never forget, you guys. There was this day where like Alex and Dylan were going a little stir crazy. And I can't remember if it was you or Dylan, but one of you like was literally crying because they couldn't see across the way because it got so cloudy. You were like, we're here on the island, like we can't see across the way. Was that you? And
it was your phone.
Yeah. Sorry. Oh, I just
re-say
let it go.
It just so I could cut it out.
What did I say?
The slamming.
I don't know what I said.
You said.
I'll just take it from the top.
Yeah.
Okay. Was it you or Dylan? The day that went like stir crazy and you couldn't see like across the way.
Pretty sure that was me.
It was like foggy. Couldn't tell.
Definitely me.
Yeah. I feel like the team had to come in and be like, Alex, it's okay. And you were like, I can't see the island. I can't see anything.
I was like, what the hell is going on? Like
that was towards the end.
Yeah. Oh, days out from leaving.
Not early days. That was late days.
That was
late. Do they say that? Do they say it's late days?
I don't think so.
What do they say when it's late?
But we
days?
should.
It's late days. It's later days. Okay. So they get the text. Rescuers of the lost spark. Fucking hilarious. Jump his bones and booby trap were the hashtags. I was like, ooh, is it going to be water balloons?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So essentially the challenge was they had to crown whoever was the snakiest girl in the villa and put the like stuffed snake straight out of Rainforest Cafe merch section on whoever it was. The jackets also looked like they were from Aritzia.
Oh my God, the boy jackets?
With girls. was like, did the wardrobe really give them Aritzia jackets? But
Whatever, those tan leather jackets, those were cute.
I know. I think they were Aritzia.
It was probably so hot in them though.
Yeah, it was gotta be. Oh, so sticky too.
Mm-hmm.
So they had the snakiest of it. Okay, so I love the other part of the challenge was you had to like rescue someone, right? Or wait,
The whole challenge, honestly, I've got to say, I have a little bit of a complaint. There was too much going on. You had to.
yeah, because just realized I wrote something wrong in my notes too that you're probably gonna say. So some of the girls pulled cards where they had to pick people for something or name people that wasn't in their couple.
Yeah, like it was just
people,
so random.
Had stuff that like was their couple. It should have just been like save the boy of your choice.
Exactly.
Or save the boy of your choice that's not your couple is what it should have been, because that would have been really fun to stir it up. Like we were already going for pot stirring for the girls. We should have just pot stirred it all around.
It was just far too much going on. I was like, we've got to keep this concise.
Yeah,
we can only understand so much, because also the whatever the phrases were, whatever question they posed on those little cards.
Yeah, they
were so vague. Like, it wasn't like a excess baggage where it was like a fun fact about something of their past. It was who's not going to be with their girl for long. It's like, okay, well, you could say anyone.
So you say that about the guy and then you pick who you want to save. See, that's where it got confusing.
Where you want, who you want to kiss.
Even like the answer to that was who you want to kiss. It was different.
Is that like throwing them under the bus? I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, it was like, I guess maybe it was like throw someone under the bus based on the question you pull, and then that. I don't know.
I'm assuming it was create as much drama as possible, so they really just stuck every little thing in there.
We had so many tears, like it really did deliver.
Yeah,
it really did. Cass picking. Okay, when Cass picked, the only thing that really like there were two things that stuck out from this challenge. It's Cass picking or saying to Keenan, like, you give me googly eyes, like we said, more googly eyes. I thought she was doing him a favor by saying that. She could have said something so much worse. He has been so snaky.
But what if he hasn't done anything worse?
I've watched him on my television screen.
What?
He'll like be all whispery, like, oh, you know, I'm into you. Like, you know, I'm feeling this. And then she just says like, oh, he's giving me looks. Like, no, he's telling you shit too.
I don't know. This is reaching.
No, I thought she was doing him a favor.
I can't hear googly eyes one more time. It's no favor to me.
All right, whatever. Again, it's Bergie. It's round 10,000 of Bergie's best day of his life.
Bergie's now made out with as many girls as he has on the outside world.
Yeah, five on the outside, 5 in the villa, 10 total.
Which like 5 is a stretch in the villa, but like
hell yeah, Bergie. That is he's doing well for that in the villa.
Like
it's so funny.
I just like I don't know what's going on in this show anymore, and I'm left speechless at every end of a scene.
So wait, so then KK picked Leo for her thing though. I wrote good for KK picking Leo. She's just so normal and real to me. I think she was like, I just like thought I think it was something like, who do you think would be really good in bed? Or it said like, who do you think would be the most adventurous in bed?
For the question, not making out.
But then it didn't show her make out, so I assumed that she made out with him too. This challenge just got too confusing.
Yeah.
Clearly. All right. So the aftermath.
We'll talk about Victor and Carmen.
Yes. And then Carmen chose to not pick Victor. She chose Bergie. I think she picked Bergie because she was jealous not in a like romantic way that Bergie's like coupled up with someone else. I think she was jealous in the fact that Bergie's attention wasn't on her. And I think she wanted to make sure like kind of like I want to make sure all the boys still love me.
She's still number one in his heart.
She is Bergie's number one still, if anybody was wondering.
Yeah. He made that so clear.
She also has blonde hair, Bergie, and she, you know.
He has a type. I don't think he thinks he has a type, but he has a type.
No, he does.
He has a type. But like the whole Carmen situation, I kind of was really confused. Like when she walked up and she did that little fake out, I just knew it was coming.
Games.
I was like,
I did too. I was like, oh,
Victor is
go.
not going to like this. And Victor did not like this. And I get where he's coming from. I think that early on in the day when she was saying she was taking a nap and like didn't want to be bothered talking to him, I think that was the first inclination of, oh, I did something wrong or she's not into me.
Yeah.
Him saying she wasn't looking me in the eyes during the challenge, all that doesn't pick him to kiss.
Red flag.
And they clearly have not kissed yet. Which I think also was rubbing him the wrong way about her making out with Bergie.
This is me like with my crazy theories. We found that Instagram thing. Do you think he told her in bed, like pillow talk, like, yeah, like I follow you on Instagram. Used to like all your pictures in 2021. Used to DM you. I'm just throwing that out there. We don't know. But like, what if something like clicked with her and she was like, holy shit, like this guy used to DM me all the time or something like that.
And she's like creeped out.
And then she was like, oh my God. Yeah. Like what if there's something behind the scenes like that? It does
seem like it's like a flip.
Yeah, it felt so quick to flip that I'm like, maybe girl.
And I get the physical touch thing.
2 and 2 together.
But the way that she was saying it was that it was his love language and it's not hers. And I understand that. But like, even if you're interested in someone, and I know you talked about this earlier, saying sometimes it turns you off. And I don't know, like on Love Island, when you're looking for someone, she clearly just wasn't that interested. Yeah. Essentially, it comes back to her just not liking Victor.
Yeah. I think just not into him. I did think good. Okay, this is going to be controversial. Did I say that word right?
Yes.
Controversial. Good for Carmen for snaking Hannah.
Why?
Because Carmen, I know she like felt bad after, and she didn't need to go that hard with her little speech of like we were competition and all that. Like, come on, that's lame. You guys are women. We don't compete against other women. Okay, we don't do that. But let's not forget, a day before or like 24 hours before, Hannah is talking in the beach hut, going, "I just met Carmen. I have no loyalty to her." She was. Do you remember her saying all that stuff?
Not really.
Yeah, she was openly being like, I don't care. Like, I'll screw her over. I'll steal Victor if I want to. Like, she was very like,
yes.
She was like, I just met her. I don't care about her. And I was like, oh.
I don't know.
I remember thinking that and being like, oh my God.
I think
she was very quick to be like, I'd screw over her in a second. So I think when Carmen watches it back, she's going to be like, I knew I got a sneaky vibe at first. Maybe they'll be friends now. I'm sure it'll make them a lot closer. But I think Carmen's going to be like, okay, the girl should not have been crying that hard, because she was literally saying that kind of shit, same shit that I probably got the vibe for the snake vibe in the first place.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I don't know. I feel like it was just like unnecessary.
It was unnecessary with all the words attached to it. She could have
just
been also like,
they're obviously the closest, so I don't know why she would do that.
I know, it was weird. Yeah, I guess it was. Carmen was just making questionable choices all around. She made a questionable choice with that. Questionable choice not picking Victor. Questionable choice choosing Bergie. I got my eyes on you.
It's giving.
We're throwing a yellow flag.
Yeah.
We're throwing a big yellow flag now.
Just the yellow one.
Okay, wait. I have this highlighted. Victor not clapping in the end.
Oh my God. Unbelievable.
All the guys are standing there celebrating. It's like, we decided Anna wins the challenge. And he's just like,
folded hands.
Yeah, like so pissed.
Not even side by side, just folded hands. Absolutely no blinking.
And if you miss this, like you gotta watch it right now.
Yeah,
like,
go back to the scene. It's unbelievable. It's hilarious.
So
it's so outrageous.
He was so pouty. Do you think he overreacted?
I think Victor's giving a character in a book, which I think is very
like hero.
I think he's doing it on purpose.
What's the character's name? I know it. From the book where the guy's a little toxic. It's
which
After
one?
The After series.
Oh, okay. I didn't read that one.
It's crazy. Zach was like obsessed with that series, so that's why I've read all of them.
I feel as though he's trying to give off
character, but
no.
But
I feel like he's trying to give off of like not even toxic, but just some of the things that he says to her. I'm like, that's weird. I feel as though I've probably read that in a book before.
Okay, so I need you to write down the next one you hear like that, because I haven't noticed that yet, and I'm excited to notice it.
It's probably me just fully making his whole personality
a book,
writing a romance novel. because I don't know anything else about him. So that's just my take. And I feel as though I might not be that wrong.
Oh my God. Yeah, I don't think you are. I need to start hearing it. Maybe next time I watch, I'll like automatically think of it. Okay, Hannah's crying. I get it, girl, but like it's not that deep. It's just a game. I get it's like overwhelming though, and it sucks that there were 2 snakes on you, but I'm pretty sure those snake stuffed animals were pretty evenly distributed.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone got a freaking snake. You just so happen to have 2.
It's me being the devil on the other shoulder. Not even the devil, just like seeing it from the other side, that she probably feels so alienated because she came in as a bombshell.
Yeah.
Already was there to like stir shit up. So you obviously know there were unresolved feelings about her no matter what she did.
That's so true.
She came in and disrupted something. And then when she's getting these, like, that hurts. No, even if it is a joke, sometimes it's like, oh, isn't a joke always like deep rooted in truth? Like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I see where she's coming from, and especially in there when you don't have anyone of your friends that could talk you out of your crazy shit, being like, you're just feeling crazy. Like, that's not a thing. True. You're overthinking it. She's in there with producers being like, you know what? You're right. You're right.
I'm a snake.
They do think you're a snake.
Yeah.
You better confront them.
It's so true. So true.
I do feel for her.
I'm like laughing. I wrote like, it's not a big deal. It's just a game. And all I can think of is Ella from UK season. Just, it's not a big deal, Uzi.
The way the game has now become just huge.
It dictated the whole episode.
Well, also it just became like a thing where now you just, I mean, it's a challenge. It doesn't matter. Like, are we allowed to do that in real life now? Or like, it was a challenge. It was a game. It was a joke.
In the past. Like, then we had Keenan pouting some more about the googly eyes. You know, Victor, he's like, did he necessarily deserve that? No. Did his pouting after become like, oh my God, no.
A little eccentric.
Yeah. Bergie's like, do I need to go apologize to him? We're like, dude, no. Help. The boys were like, choose your words wisely. I was like, it's hilarious.
The boys are a lot closer than the girls this season.
It's constant. I think that'll start to shift, and then hopefully it'll be for the good. But right now it's weird, and it's like, of course, the night before, like we started the episode saying, everyone went to bed so happy, and then the next night, like everyone was fucking crying and miserable.
Garbage.
Like no one was happy. I think Destiny and Harrison were the two, like all smiley.
They're in Little La La Land.
Yeah, like way opposite vibes. And it's crazy how a challenge can do that.
Yeah, it actually turns you just insane.
Yeah.
It's like if you have any slightest doubt about truly anything, like I have a big hair on my toenail, you will feel weird about it.
Yeah.
You'll feel like it was a problem.
Yeah.
It's like the dumbest shit.
What did you think about like Carmen pulling Victor for a chat like towards the end of the episode? Like, and him being like, you know, like she has to pull me, which I agree, she should be the one to ask him. But
no,
it felt weird.
Sorry, go on.
No, you go. Sorry, I'm asking you.
I genuinely think that something happened, and it's interesting you brought that up earlier. I think something happened that we maybe didn't see that completely turned her off, because it was like, I don't know, it was just an uncomfortable conversation, and I was so used to them getting along in such a like cohesive and kind of fun, bubbly way, but it was just weird.
It was like we missed a whole chapter and the vibe was way off. Like way off, to the point where like there was a food fight at lunch and it wasn't filmed and we missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
We skipped some chapters. Someone ripped a chapter out of Victor's book and we missed it.
No pun intended. It was just, it was weird when, like, I get what Victor was saying when he said, I just like don't even think of Bergie as a competition. But the way he said it was super condescending.
Yeah. I was going to say, what did you think of Carmen saying, she said, why isn't everyone taking this Bergie stuff seriously?
Yeah. And that is, I totally see where she's coming from. And obviously I'm not in the villa, so I can't see everything that happens. Mm-hmm. So if it is coming from a genuine place, I 100% understand where she's coming from. Like, obviously this girl's stunning every single which way, and so is Bergie. And she's like, we relate on way more than a lot of people I've met in this villa. Why wouldn't I be attracted to him? And Victor almost has this like air about him that because, he's the stereotypical hot guy that walks in anywhere, like
with his little
huge
man
muscles, long hair, will tell people he writes like poetry.
Oh God.
That, and so
Sorry.
he just, it gave me an air about him that he thought he was better than someone. And I don't think that's what he meant, but it came off that way. And it kind of like, I felt for him for a little bit. And then I was completely turned off by that comment. Yeah. I thought it was super weird. And I thought it was kind of like bitchy.
I agree with you. It was like I was so on his side through the whole thing until that. And I also didn't mean to hate on men writing poetry. I just had a bad personal experience with that in New York, and it rubbed me the wrong way.
Period.
This guy was like, he was like trying to pull shit out of me. He's like, do you have a dark past? Like I sense dark omens. Like I'm writing a book. Like, do you want to tell me about it? And I was like, no. I was like,
why don't you write a poem and get back to me if you know so much?
It was just like, it was too much. I was like, you're just like trying to make this annoying. But yeah, then we get a little teaser for the new tomorrow.
How did it end?
Yeah, that was it. That's how we left.
No, we're all just kind of like and stuff.
They just kind of like talk. We already went over that, didn't we? I put it too.
We went over it briefly. Like ignore her because we're annoyed.
No, we went up here. I went over it.
Okay.
I went down this whole thing. I put criers in this episode. Hannah, Carmen, Cassie. But I was in the right. I thought for some reason it was like 10 people cried. And then I realized like, nah, it was pretty fair. It was only 3. We don't need any of this. We can cut that whole chunk.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm just trying to think. I feel like there was so much more with Cassie that we just probably overlooked. Yeah,
like Cassie and Keenan. Like, don't care. Yeah, you're right. Cassie and Keenan, they did talk. I wrote Keenan cleaning up his mess was kind of annoying. It reminded me of like the cheater's only sorry once he gets caught. And I know that's like extreme to say because like obviously he didn't like cheat on anybody, but it kind of was giving me like you're only sorry or you're only like trying to apologize to KK for everything happening because like Cassie's not letting any of that slide. Like she's calling you out in front of everyone. Like she's not even just calling you out in front of KK. Like she's calling you out in front of the whole villa. Like it was giving like I'm worried about my like reputation, not like I'm worried about hurting KK.
Yeah, I feel like Cassie's all for herself.
Yeah, no, I don't trust her either. But I'm just saying, I also don't trust Keenan.
I don't know. I don't know.
He's hot though, but
why don't you trust him?
I don't know. I've said it from the first day, which is really weird.
I know that is weird because I do trust your.
I just get a weird can't trust it. It's like everything he's saying to Cassie like feels shady. Like maybe it reminds me of like an ex or something. Like the way he words things to be convincing, like has me like really skeptical. You know how there's like sometimes like a pattern with the way people like word things or use certain phrases to play things down and whatnot. Like I think that's kind of what I'm like picking up on a little.
I could see that. I also like it's so annoying. My mind always just reverts back to like, I wish we could just see everything that's happening.
I know, like all this other things. I'm sure there's a lot more that's coming out of his mouth than what I'm already seeing and not trusting. I'm sure there's more of it. But okay, I'm sorry, I don't watch the show Vanderpump.
Vanderpump
Rules. What? So who is this person coming in? Why is it so special? Obviously, she's like in the media everywhere, and like,
right.
But like, other than that, what's this like tie? And like, what do you think she's going to be doing?
So she is on this show called Vanderpump Rules. It's been on air for years, like since I was a freshman in high school or college.
Yeah.
And she was dating this guy for years, like 8 years.
Okay.
Long time.
Is this the Tom
TV.
guy?
Tom Sandoval.
Sandoval?
Sandoval.
I thought it was Sandoval.
Well, you can call him whatever you want.
Okay. He's that much of a shit.
Yes. So essentially, they had like great friend group. They all filmed the show together.
Okay.
Best friend, intertwined, really interesting guy, James Kennedy.
Yeah.
Had dated a girl named Raquel, and he brought her
Raquel,
into the show.
Short brown hair girl.
Short brown hair.
Okay.
Kind of resembles like an Olivia Culpo.
She looks like the man I'm seeing, his ex.
Really?
Yeah, I think they look alike.
Well, let's hope she is nothing like her, because she ended up, her and James broke off an engagement. It's a whole other story. The way I'm about to tell this is going to be a quick,
yeah, so
like
we
4
need a quick
saga.
Summary. This is the Love Island fans.
Broke up. Raquel became best friends with Ariana and Tom, the two that have been dating for years.
Okay, and the three of them were living together when this all went down?
Weren't living together, but like she would be there often because they were super close.
Fucked up.
She fucked her boyfriend
like multiple times too.
For months. Lying.
How'd they get caught? Because it's reality TV, or like
they got caught
admitted it?
Because Tom Sandoval has a cover band, which stems back to our initial Thanksgiving theory of the cover band to the turkey run. This is why you don't get married to someone who has a family band.
Yeah.
It ends up his phone like fell out of his pocket, and she ended up picking it up, and there was a video of Raquel doing things with Tom, like over FaceTime, a screen recording of it.
Ew.
And he was on stage and had no idea.
No. So he's singing his little heart out. Oh my God. Okay, that's terrible. All right. So the girl that gets hurt by this becomes a social icon overnight.
Yes.
And she's coming into the villa she's giving dating advice.
She is kind of like hilarious in the way
I watched this, like the reunion show with you. Like,
yeah,
they're all very like, I'm not putting up with shit. Like, fuck you.
She's very much like that, like all the time though.
Okay.
So I could see her coming into the villa with that.
I feel like it's the wrong time for her to come in right now.
Relationship advice?
No, I mean, what else is she doing? Maybe she's hosting a challenge, but they just did a challenge. And they were careful about their wording so people could potentially think she's going to be an Islander, but she's not.
Yeah, she's definitely not, because she's also going on Dancing with the Stars and can't possibly be tied down by going on Love Island.
You guys, my mom said to me, she's like literally the audio of Kris Jenner being like, why don't you just call Taylor up? My mom's like, why don't you just go on Dancing with the Stars? You should go on Dancing with the Stars. You and Alex should go on Ellen.
Call her up.
Call her up.
But she would love to have you.
Yeah, Alex, you can call Ellen. Let her know we're free tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll let her know we have some juicy details about our non-existent life.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
Ellen,
weird.
Call us.
Okay. So excited to see what the hell Raquel? Wait, no,
Raquel.
Ariana. Sorry, I'm not even Raquel.
That's okay.
You're not allowed in Fiji. The Fijians said no.
No.
Yeah.
They don't fuck with people who fuck people's boyfriends.
Oh, okay. So I'm excited to see whatever the hell she does for this episode tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video, spread the word. And if you want to know what the Thanksgiving theory was, Alex and I will leave you this for the comments. We had a discussion. Would you rather marry into a family that you have to run the turkey trot, which is like a marathon, the day of Thanksgiving? So it's like the night after the big party night. So like if you're hungover as shit, like you got to run this like 5K with the whole family. Or would you rather marry into a family that has like a band and you have to like be in the band and like
they
perform at all the family parties?
Every family function.
So I would run the turkey trot.
Like, I feel as though the only reason I would want to be in the band is because
like kind of into music.
I like
obviously,
music, but I probably get tired of our asses too, as all of the relatives probably do.
Oh my God. I can't picture anything worse than having to forcefully be joining a family band. And like,
period, same.
We both like know people that like have both of these things. Like I dated someone that like you fully would have had to do that thing.
Yeah, the running on Thanksgiving, that's also what gives me the absolute chills down my spine.
Running in
There's
general is
abs
bad.
yeah, there's
Running hungover is even worse, and running hungover with your boyfriend's family.
I took a walking class in college for a reason. I got my credits for
Stop.
walking, fast walking.
That's hilarious.
It burns a lot more calories than running,
Yeah.
okay?
All right, we'll leave you guys with that.
Yep, have fun in the family band.
Or on the turkey trot.